Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek, and welcome to day 13 of my 31 days of Halloween reviews. So it is Friday the 13th. I actually don't have anything Friday the 13th themed for you though. I've never been too much of a crazy fan of those Friday the 13th films. Anyway, there's not really any that are superhero themed, although I did really enjoy Jason X. No, I don't know if it was Jason X. The one that was Jason in space. I know that sounds hilarious and ridiculous, but I just, the science fiction element seemed to really sell me on the story, and I was enjoying it. So, but alas, that's still not really going to fit our superhero / comic book theme of this month. So instead, I want to talk about a really wonderful Halloween episode of a very popular animated series. I'm talking about Young Justice. Most people, well, a lot of comic book fans have seen Young Justice by now. The buzz has been so strong, how great of a show it was. And of course, there was a great drive to get people to watch it when it was on Netflix. And we are having a season 3 coming soon. So that's good. I hadn't been able to find it on Netflix recently, though. They must have taken it down. So I can't say where you can go to watch it for, for streaming free like that. Of course, you can buy it anywhere, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, anywhere just for $1 or $2 for the one single episode. But the episode is from season 1 and it's entitled Secrets. And it's written by the great Peter David, who's given us so many classic comic book arcs over the years. And of course, he was also the writer for the original Young Justice comic book title. And the Young Justice television series wasn't really related to that comic book title, but they still brought him in as somebody who understands the scenarios and the characters. So it was great to have him come and work a little bit on the series. This episode takes place on Halloween night. We have the team getting ready, most of the team anyway, getting ready to go to the Halloween dance at their Happy Harbor High School. Artemis and Zatanna are initially going to go to the dance as well, but it becomes clear, Zatanna points out to Artemis, that Connor and Megan are flirting quite heavily. And there's obviously something there. Of course, Artemis likes Connor as well, so she's put off by this realization, and the two of them decide just to go out on Manhattan and have a girls' night superheroing out. So they're going to go out and take out the Artemis's frustrations, by stopping crimes violently, of course, because, that's Artemis. So, that's them. And then the other arc has Connor, Megan, and Wally going to the Happy Harbor dance. Robin and Aqualad are off meeting with a portion of the Justice League because there's a greater arc in this season about, there possibly being a mole on the team. So they're trying to discuss who would it be. And there's some secrets going around. It's recently come to light that Artemis is not, in fact, Green Arrow's niece, as they claim she was, because she's a relatively new sidekick to step in there. So there's all kinds of mystery and secrets, and if you don't know what the season arcs are, then you're very much in the dark at this point. You don't know where things are going. But they play all of this, it seems like so many different things happening that it would kind of be jumbled, but it's not, because it's written very well to where it all plays to the central theme of secrets, deceptions, not really showing people who you truly are. And of course, that plays into Halloween. You're dressing up as somebody different. We've been talking a lot this month about putting out different perceptions of yourself, trying to get people to see you differently. Sometimes that can be genuine. Sometimes it can be false, but trying to integrate those sides or even desires for different sides into yourself. We talked a lot about that. And the episode plays into that nicely. I do love the fact that I think Wally has my favorite costume down. He's dressed as Teen Wolf. They don't actually say that, but it's perfect. Exactly Michael J. Fox from that movie, which is great. Connor is a mummy. Megan is Miss Martian is a ghost bride or something like that. But they get to the Halloween dance and they find out that all of the other children are dressed as superheroes, Justice League members specifically. And Connor at this point is still kind of put off by the Justice League because there's still some distance between him and Superman. They haven't gain the great relationship they'll gain in season 2 yet. So a little difficult for him there. Another great gem in this episode is, in the series in general really, is that Marvin and Wendy, the Wonder Twins from the Super Friends, actually appear in this series. They are high school classmates of Young Justice, and they have some stuff to do with the team even later in the second series and the video game, if you played that bridges the 2 seasons, the gap and everything like that. So a lot of fun, great characters. And there's 2 main plots with Zatanna and Artemis out in Manhattan, and then the rest of them at the dance. And the dance subplot is more lighthearted. It's very funny and easy. Marvin is trying to pull a prank on everybody and make them think that there's a Martian invasion. Of course, Miss Martian knows that's silly right off the bat. She is a Martian. So they see through it and they find that Marvin's actually going over the PAs, pretending to be the national security, whatever, I don't know. But they find out, so they try to pull a prank on him in turn, and they make it seem as though Connor and Wally have been killed by a real Martian, Miss Martian, dressed up. And she appears as Marvin the Martian from Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, and that's hilarious. Of course, a slightly mysterious and spookier version of him, but it's still hilarious. It adds to this another level to all of the references to pop culture that are all owned by, well, at least most of them they're owned by Warner Brothers there. So we had Wally dressing up as Teen Wolf. We've got the series itself bringing in the Wonder Twins, which is hilarious. And now we've got Megan dressing up as Marvin the Martian, referencing the Looney Tunes. So all of these different references to different properties and to different pockets of cultural mythos, and that's a great. It just weaves this wonderful atmosphere in the series, or in the show anyway, of the different perceptions and the different worlds that we sort of perceive and believe in, just in our popular mythology anyway. It's a nice backdrop to this whole idea. And then you jump over to the main, and I won't ruin this or anything. I won't give away the main ending there, but the main, or the more serious storyline anyway, with Artemis, and more dramatic storyline, I should say, with Artemis and Zatanna. They come across this villain who's stolen the sword of Beowulf, and it's extremely powerful sword, could possibly take out members of the Justice League, and he calls himself Harm, the man who's sold it, or who's stolen it. And you find this all out in the very opening scene, so I'm not giving anything away. But you have to be pure of heart to wield the sword of Beowulf and to claim all of its power. And he does this, and you find out that you have to be pure of heart, but the legend doesn't say you have to be pure good. You can be pure evil as well. And throughout that storyline, there's some mystery going on, but you find out how he was able to purify his heart to pure evil and to take away the last vestiges of things he cared about. But those things never are gone forever. They're always going to come back. And I think that's there's a lot there. There's a loaded lesson there. You know, we can try and, you know, for good or bad motives, try and purify our hearts, so to speak, our motivations, to be focused on one area of life or one thing we think we want. But those little skeletons in the closet, those little shadows that we try not to think about anymore, are going to come back if we don't process them. And that's classic villain stuff. Villains respond in very unhealthy manners to psychological trauma, whether they cause it or not. And that's what turns them into the villainous path. So it all fits in perfectly. I don't think you can really say, you know, at the end there's a little message about be careful of secrets, because they always find you out. The episode's called Secrets, so there's a little bit of a message with that. It's not too deep or too crazy. I'm making more out of it than the majority of people on the planet would, just because I like to do that. But it's just a fun episode anyway. I haven't given away the real punches for you, and I definitely recommend it. Even if you haven't watched Young Justice yet, and you're not really knowledgeable about what the story arcs are or anything, this is an episode you can really come in, just watch this one episode, and you'll be fine. It'll explain any little things you need to know about it, and anything else you might need to know for the rest of the season you don't need to know for this episode. So, a lot of fun. Young Justice Season 1, it's entitled Secrets, a great Halloween episode to spend with our favorite young sidekick friends from Young Justice and the DC Universe. Highly recommend that. Again, I think you can, I don't know where you can watch it as part of a membership right now, but you can watch it anywhere, you know, if you're willing to drop a couple bucks. So I recommend that, and come back tomorrow. We'll talk about another great story that is Halloween related and superhero and or comic book related all this month. Don't forget about our giveaway for the Batman Nevermore, the Batman Edgar Allan Poe team up, issue 1. I have an extra issue of issue 1. If you haven't caught that video yet, you can click on that link in the top right hand corner. And the giveaway, I just need to reach 250 subscribers. I think I'm at 237 now. So please share the videos, or let people you know who are interested in superheroes and or Halloween or whatever about the channel. Get a few people to subscribe. You'll be doing your part. And if we make it to 250, then I will throw the names in a randomizer of everyone who's commented on one of the Halloween vlog videos. So make sure you comment on something, and I'll put your name in the drawing, and then we'll pick a lucky winner and ship him out the Batman, or ship her out the Batman Nevermore issues. So keep an eye out for that. Until tomorrow, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the superhero and Halloween stories you love best. Thanks for watching.